Okay, friends, it's about 10 minutes after 7 on this Saturday, March the 27th. I wanted to jump on here, address what we're watching across the Mid-South right now. Multiple tornado warnings across the state of Tennessee, also in Arkansas. We're going to do a weather brief here. We don't have a lot of time. I actually have another engagement coming up I want to make sure that I'm able to get to, but the weather is serious enough that I did want to at least jump on here and provide some guidance as to what's going on. We are, and you're looking at the radar data now. I'm going to kind of pan out to a larger view so we can kind of focus on these areas of interest. There are active tornado warnings, and I'm going to jump on those in just a moment. You can see them approaching Memphis out of the west and to the north now of Memphis, and also making your way into portions of Middle Tennessee. Give me just a moment while I get the word out that we're on here. And if you guys don't mind, maybe a quick like, share of this video to also help get the word out that we're on. Trying to get out the warning that against very active weather is occurring across portions of the Mid-South again. Just so you guys know, I do not expect a repeat from what we saw on Thursday. Where Thursday was a high-end event. We've had multiple EF4s that have been confirmed. However, we've already seen tornado touchdowns today, and there is the possibility of strong tornadoes with this system as well. So we're going to be focusing on that. Give me just a second while I'll get this over to my Facebook page. Let our friends over there know that we're on. Again, this will be a short duration update. Got some other business to take care of here this evening, but I did want to provide a presence because we do have, again, multiple warnings that are ongoing right now. So let's see here. Give me just a moment, and we'll jump right on into the actual radar update. You're looking at it live, and we'll jump right on into the actual radar update. You're looking at it live. Okay, and we'll jump right on into the actual radar update. You're looking at it. Okay, that should take care of the echo issue. Okay, yeah, and thanks for being here, as always. So let me get this out. We're going to jump on this here in about 20 seconds. Okay, and that is away on my primary Facebook page. I'm going to share this over with and Facebook recently did an algorithm change, which means it drives me crazy when they do this. Then I'll have to add additional steps into just sharing the information. So that's always fun. But that's let's see here. That's just about away, and off to a page it goes. Okay, so my hands are clean. Information has been shared in all the places that it should be. Okay, let's jump right on into this, and then okay, broad picture showing actually 5 different watch areas right now. I'm going to start with what I think is the least concerning, and then we're going to get right on into the tornado warnings. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, St. Louis northward into central Illinois. That's a severe thunderstorm watch that you're looking at there. There are 2 severe thunderstorm watches right now across portions of North Carolina. The one's about to expire, but a new one was issued, and they did issue a tornado warning within that. And I'll cover that in a moment. If you're tracking across the Mid-South, Tennessee, River Valley, down into the middle Mississippi River Valley, we've got a pair of tornado watch boxes that have been posted extending all the way from northeast Texas through northern Louisiana, southern half of Arkansas, and this makes its way. The second watch area does include much of the state of Tennessee, particularly southern half of the state. It goes into northern Mississippi, extreme north Alabama as well. I am getting updates continuously via the National Weather Service, so if you see me looking this way, or if you hear those chimes, that's what I'm doing. I'm checking in with what they're saying. The National Weather Service offices right now, particularly out of Memphis, very busy talking about what they're observing with these storms. So let's, without further ado, let's jump right on into this. These 2 storms here, we know that one of these did touch down earlier. I don't have the location in front of me, but I know that there was a touchdown. There was damage, and this is located again southwest of Nashville, waiting to get into some better radar data, and I should have that up for you on our level 2 source coming up in just a couple of moments. But look at this, just a crush of severe thunderstorm warnings, and then the most serious, of course, are these tornado warnings that are coming out. You can see one due west of Memphis, the other one due north of Memphis. So let's jump on into this, give you the latest over on our level 2 radar source, and we should also be able to get the specific counties for you with that as well. Okay, so now here's our level 2. And on level 2, we're going to start you with what I think is the most serious of the storms out here coming out of Memphis. And we've got a pair of them where they do have pretty good rotation. We'll start you with the first one here. And let me correct my storm motion on this. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so this is obviously a rotating storm, a supercell. Where we did have a funnel cloud being reported just a couple of moments ago. I see that coming in from Memphis, but the location on this, you can see this one's northwest of Memphis, approaching the Mississippi River. Let's get some locations here. This is for southwestern Mississippi, southwestern Lauderdale counties. The actual storm is moving at 25 miles per hour. This is a confirmed tornado, as it was confirmed. Was located near Dias, or 7 miles southeast of, it's Lepanto, so Lepanto maybe. Moving northeast to 25 is mentioned. Damaging tornado expected. Weather spotters confirmed a tornado at 6:03 Central Time. At 7:03 Eastern, so about 14 minutes ago. And it was rain wrapped as well. Okay, and again, we're looking at the velocity signature on this. It's not overwhelming, but there's a good area of rotation within that storm. I'll quickly look to see if we have debris, and we might just have debris. I'm going to mark this real quick. And then let's come back over to it, and it's unclear. That's not a clear TDS, tornadic debris signature, not a clear one. But let's go to the other storm. There's a second one south that also looks like it's pretty organized. So this particular tornado warning is for central Poinsett County. Okay, that part of it just got canceled, and then the tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Time for northwestern Crittenden and also eastern Cross counties. So that'll give you some perspective. This is a Doppler radar indicated tornado, so this one has not been confirmed. This storm is also capable of producing quarter-sized hail, as it's also moving east. This one's moving due east, it looks like, at about 25 miles per hour. So these are the two most threatening storms that I see, but there are the other tornado warnings that we want to investigate as well. So I'm gonna move my source on over into Nashville, and tonight I'm actually equipped with not one but two of these level 2 radars. So this is going to help with the workflow a little bit. Again, as time permits here, I got a little window of time before I'm going to need to take off for another engagement. But do want to thank you guys for being on and for sharing and subscribing as always. So other radar source is loading right now, so we'll have that up for you in just a couple of moments. Also, let's not forget we've got the tornado warning that is now in effect across portions of eastern North Carolina. So I want to go back over to that storm while I've got the new images that are loading. And okay, let's go ahead. Let's bring on the data, computer. I'm gonna pop in a hard wire here. It may make it a little bit faster. And let's see. Okay, so there you go. This is the radar you're looking at out of Memphis over on our, this is WSV3 is the name of the program. And then we're loading again. I'm working on loading data coming out of Nashville. They dropped the tornado warning in Nashville. That's good. And in fact, okay, we're going to take a look at that. Again, out of Nashville, the one storm that had the tornado warning attached to it, they're going to drop that. And then the storm that we were looking at in Carolina, I suspect that's either in the process of being dropped or it's already dropped. And the reason I say that because they're going downwind with a severe. So that's severe thunderstorm warning downwind of that one. And see if I can get the county here. Where are you at? Okay, so that is a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Jones County. Again, we're in eastern North Carolina. Greene County, Lenoir County, northwestern Craven County, south central Pitt County, and northeastern Duplin County. So just so you know, that is for wind of 60 miles per hour. Also could have quarter-sized hail associated with that. Again, large area impacted by strong to at times severe thunderstorms. I want to emphasize again, this is not the same sort of setup that we saw on Thursday with widespread tornadic activity in those long track tornadoes. According to the Storm Prediction Center, they believe it's indeed possible that there could be a strong tornado out of the setup today, maybe a couple, but again, just not the same setup as we had here a couple of days ago. So there's again the broader picture for you. I'm going to show you where they do have the convective outlooks, and so that's going to be that area in orange that you see. Let me turn off the watches real quick. Okay, so severe watches, turn those off so you can kind of see. So we have active warnings on, and then taking off the radar minus Memphis, you can see that orange area basically represents an enhanced risk of severe weather. So that's what we're looking at there. Goes from northern portions and far northwestern portions of Texas clear on into the Tennessee River Valley. The broader area in yellow, that's actually a slight risk of severe weather. Keep in mind, the other day, we were talking about a large area that was under a moderate risk, and even a chunk of Alabama that was underneath a high risk of severe weather, including tornadoes. Obviously, a lot of that did, in fact, verify. Okay, we're going to go on over to our Nashville radar now. So I do have that up and running for you. And, oh, you're not going to play nice, are you? Okay, let me hit the refresh on this. It should pop back in there real quick. Okay, all right, there it is. So this is coming out of Nashville. You have a severe thunderstorm south of Nashville. There was a tornado warning with that just a little while earlier. They've let that go, but I am seeing rotation in the atmosphere associated with this. New information coming in. Whenever you hear that sound, that's the National Weather Service pinging us, and let's see what they have to say here. Put this one into motion. Hey guys, if you do live in South Nashville, just know that this is a pretty ugly looking storm. So once you guys make sure that you guys are aware that that's there, we'll investigate what our good friends over at the National Weather Service are saying about that as well in just a couple of moments. Again, I want to thank you guys for being a part of the program. We've got about 82 live. Thank you. And keep the likes and shares coming. I've got Melanie on here. We've got Eris, and we've got Mobile Armored Strike Command. All right, thank you. And then Don and Yvette on here as well. So we appreciate you guys stopping by. Jumping back into it, got primary radar up right now. And let's jump on over here into the Memphis area, where that's where we are seeing active severe thunderstorms and also tornado warnings. There was another warning that came out of East Texas, but it's already being replaced with a severe. This looks like just north of Alto, Texas. This is an area that's not in the enhanced. They might be on the border of that slight. Let's see. They are in the slight risk, but I'm not terribly concerned with that one at this point. So it's really, we're going to focus our attention on these ones making their way through central, eastern Arkansas and into western Tennessee now. It is that one, they've extended the warning. So we're going to go back over to our Memphis level 2 radar. All right, so this is, okay, so we're back in Memphis now. And let's have a look. New tornado warning issued along that one. So, and you can see why. We've got that hot spot right there. Very close to the town of, what is that, Marie. There's a really tight circulation on top of you. Let's see what Memphis is saying about this. Memphis is saying that the tornado has been observed. This is just 2 minutes ago. They reported this out of Lauderdale, Tennessee, and Mississippi, Arkansas. Okay, so those. Okay, so it was observed. Those were the two counties: Lauderdale County, Tennessee, Mississippi County, Arkansas, till 7:15 Central Time. The confirmed tornado was located over Marie or near Wilson, moving northeast at 35. Okay, so this is pretty legit signature. I see winds, and let me get my bearings. So the radar site is pretty close by. So this is really good data. 1,200 feet, we were seeing winds moving away from the radar site at about 75 miles per hour. And then on the other side, we're seeing winds moving towards the radar site at about 50. That's 125 mile per hour effective shear. It's not gate to gate. If we get tighter here, you can find a tight little circulation where it looks like we've got gate to gate somewhere running about 75 miles per hour. So there's a good broad rotation, and there's a couple little couplets in here. We'll call them where a tornado will be possible. And again, it was confirmed, so we know at least it was on the ground a short time ago. I'm going to see if I can find any evidence of debris up in the air. Of course, we look for that debris ball signature, we call it, or sometimes we reference a TDS. That's a tornadic debris signature. And yeah, I would say, yeah, I'd say that's what we're looking at. There is a TDS, so this appears to be a debris ball up in the air. So there is debris, so that tornado is likely on the ground right now. Let's go back to the locations. The location of Grider, Osceola. It's going to be moving this way towards Ashport. And yes, I do believe that town name is Tomato. Maybe it's Tomato. Who knows? But that's kind of on the fringe of the warning. What's the other one here? Luxora. So any of these locations, you guys want to go ahead and practice your tornado precautions, get into your safe place as quickly as you can. The other storm, which was further south, looks like it's weakening. This actual warning ends at, let me get the time for you. That goes, just for another 2 minutes. I think they're going to allow that one to expire. So that one, not terribly threatening. We have a cluster of severe thunderstorms out here into western Arkansas, just to make that eastern Arkansas, just to the east of Little Rock. Okay, so that kind of gets you an up-to-date there. We'll go back over to our primary radar source here and put everything in motion for you. And then I'll be checking in with the Weather Service and see if they have anything new as well. So obviously lots of active weather out there. You're taking a look at the broad picture. We've got warnings here, there. This is not a real focused system again, so I want to make sure that I'm differentiating this one from what we all witnessed on Thursday. Thursday was a much more organized system. It was much more focused. This one, it's got, the ingredients are there in little pockets, but it's just much more spread out. And in fact, there's a front to the north, and I'll show you the location of this. Let's see, Weather Service is bringing new information in too, so I want to check that out as quickly as we possibly can. Okay, so what we've got, I'm going to paint the fronts on here. Okay, so we've got what the situation is that we've got a kind of a stationary front, but it's really going to kind of act like a warm front, this guy here. So this is going to lift this way towards Nashville, the Kentucky state line, and that will continue to be the focus for strong, if not severe, thunderstorms. And then you see we have a cold front as well that's located to our west near St. Louis right now, and those are firing up some thunderstorms. But my expectation with these are there's a very narrow window and there's not a lot of spin in the atmosphere where this is at. That's the reason they've issued a severe thunderstorm watch, not the actual tornado watch. So I agree with the placement of the convective risk here, where really it's and again, nothing like we saw 2 days ago, but this area here, I think, is pretty well placed for that enhanced risk of severe weather. With that being said, a new tornado warning was just issued. This is coming out of East Texas. So I want to take a look at that. I'll see if I can't get my my secondary level 2 radar source to see if we can't highlight what's happening out there. And we'll take Shreveport radar in just a moment. So let me give that a moment for it to load. And while that's loading, we'll go back over to Memphis. So Memphis radar is up now. And let's jump on back into this. Okay, the storm north of Memphis, that one's still showing very healthy amounts of rotation according to reflectivity. So it's got that classic kidney bean look with the hook there at the bottom. Still looking at a pretty good rotation. So this is going to cross just to the south of Osceola, and then the town of Grider looks like it's right over top of Grider right now. Checking back in to see if we've got that debris signature. We still have what appears to be debris up above that circulation. So good chance this is still on the ground. So for those that are downstream, I want you guys to be aware of that. Okay, let's see. We had yeah, we had a dinner reservation. I may request that we push that back, depending on how this thing develops here in the next few minutes. Want to make sure that we're following this the best that we can. I want to take you guys back down to Texas now, and any chance we can get that called back? Okay. So let's run on down to Texas here real quick. Again, I want to make sure that I'm covering all my bases here. And let's take a look at this. Okay, so new storm. Again, they just put a tornado warning out on this down in Texas. And this is actually, let's see if I can't get that to refresh. Okay, refresh, go. No, there it is. So that's actually down in Texas. This is warning is located at this is southwestern Rusk, northwestern Nacogdoches, and then east central Cherokee counties. Confirmed large, and what they're saying extremely dangerous. This is they're calling this a PDS, or a particularly dangerous situation. So I do want to stick with this, and okay, let's take a look at the motion here. This is rec law. That's where it's located at? Where is it going? This is moving towards Mount Enterprise. Again, they're using some pretty strong wording here. Now, unfortunately, this is not close to the radar data, or it's not real close to the radar. We're looking at about 5,000 feet. But again, it's been confirmed. So we've got spotters on the ground that are saying that this is out there and it's doing business. So we'll continue to watch that. Mount Enterprise looks like the next sizable town, although it's going to come very close to is that Cushing? The town of Cushing, Texas. Again, Cushing, Texas, moving towards Mount Enterprise. Okay, and let's go back over to our primary radar source. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I think what we're looking at, which is occurring right now, probably peak, just because we've tapped out on heating, and at this point, the atmosphere should gradually cool, but it's going to be a process before that occurs. With that being said, appreciate you guys jumping on here. I've got Keenan and Kev and Shirley and Rita and Lil. Was that Lila Fortnite? You say? The time is now America. Hey, from Texas. Thanks for stopping by. Let's come back over to our other radar source, and again, that's a pretty ugly signature. I'm going to stick on this for a moment. So this is out of Memphis. So again, we have to kind of go here and there to keep up with what's happening. But out of Memphis right now, that's Osceola, north of Memphis, and if I don't believe this is a really populated area, but again, it's a pretty ugly looking storm. The circulation is clearly there. I will say this though, that debris signature looks like it may be lifting. Let me place a marker and double check that. Yeah, so the debris signature that it had is not nearly as convincing, so that's good. So, all right, but still, that tornado warning remains in effect. That goes until 7:15. That's 7:15 Central Time. That's for eastern Arkansas, northwestern Lauderdale County, and western Tennessee. Goes until 7:15 Central. Okay, so they've got a lead time on that. Further west, the storm we were following for you, looking more and more disorganized. So we're gonna follow this just a little bit longer. I give me a moment while I have a conversation with my wife. I'm going to leave the radar running with you. So if you guys could just give me a moment, I'm going to hop back on here. But again, we really appreciate you guys stopping by. And I'm going to pull out in the big picture. I'm going to put this in motion, and we will resume this conversation here in about 60 seconds. Okay, getting back to where we were, tornado warnings posted for multiple locations. Let's get to the very latest here. I'm happy to say that the weather out in North Carolina is looking much more benign. Those are just severe thunderstorm warnings to the south of Greenville right now. And as we work our way further west, we have active severe thunderstorm warnings to the northwest of Knoxville. You get into the enhanced area, and then that's where we have the active warning south of Nashville. But again, these are just severe. We've got new severe thunderstorm warnings near Huntsville, Alabama, and Scottsboro. All these are going to be lifting to the north and east. There's two concerning storms. It's the one north of Nacogdoches in Texas, where they've described this as a large tornado. And then again, got a plethora of severe thunderstorm warnings from near Texarkana all the way through southern Arkansas to the east of Little Rock. And then there's the one tornado warned storm, which we're going to revisit here in just a couple of moments. I also want to visit the storm out of Texas, as it appears to be growing in size. To the north, those are just again scattered thunderstorms. They've dropped the severe thunderstorm warnings over these, and so that's actually some very good news. Let's go back over to level 2. A quick check who's on here. I'm hoping to see that storm in Texas to weaken some, and let's see where we're at. Okay, so okay, all right, so this is that circulation north of Memphis. Let's take a quick look at the one down in Texas. And okay, so moving down to Texas, and let's see if I can't get you get that updated as well. Again, the Texas storm, it was described as large and potentially violent. So okay, here we go, back down in Texas now. Oh nope, not that one, not that one. There it is. Okay, and let's see, that is not an updated image. Okay, so there it is. So updating the Texas storm. Let's see what the friends down there at the Weather Service are saying. So their last update came at 6:32 Central Time. So about 12 minutes ago, they said it was a confirmed large and very dangerous storm. So, okay, we'll take them at their word for it. We'll continue to monitor. That's moving towards what is that? Mount Enterprise. It's going to move just north of Cushing. Just north of Cushing, Texas. We'll continue to monitor. And meanwhile, your circulation up here near Memphis seems to be coming back together again. And then here we go. So within this area here, we've got about 90 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear on this storm, which is located north of Memphis. It's moving into far western Tennessee, approaching the town of Ashport. They're calling this a PDS, or a particularly dangerous situation. So, okay, well, we don't like to see that. We'd like to have some better news, but it is what it is. This is what, you know, this is what we're tracking for you. So, not good news for anybody that's going to be in the path of these storms. Not good news. Let's see. I'm going to take this back over and see if we can't bring up a correlation coefficient. Sure enough, that thing is on the ground. It is, in fact, on the ground. That's what you're looking at here. That is a TDS, or a tornadic debris signature. A tornadic debris signature where we've got debris that's been lofted up into the air. So that's how we know. That's how we know that the storm is actually on the ground. That warning does continue, and again, they're calling this a PDS, or particularly dangerous situation. And I'm going to see if I can't get some live images up for you guys while we're doing this as well. So I'm pulling up weather as we speak out of Texas and out of Tennessee and out of Arkansas. These were the hot spots are located at. All right, new information coming in now from the Weather Service. Let's see what they have to say about this. All right, strong circulation with debris signature now in far western Lauderdale County to the southeast of Osceola. Okay, so they continue with strong wording, just like what I'm looking at here as well. I also want to check that National Weather Service office, and I'm trying to figure out if that's coming out of Fort Worth, Houston, or Shreveport. We'll check back with that Texas storm coming up here in a few minutes as well. I'll let this continue to play. You're watching Weather Live, WxLIVE. I'm your host, Jeremy Capel. Thank you for being on here. This channel dedicated to severe weather, particularly higher level severe weather events. I wasn't sure if I was even going to go on tonight. I did have an engagement, but the weather looks like it's serious enough that I need to provide some coverage here. So that's what we're attempting to do. Let's provide some radar data. Well, looks like one of my radar sources might be down at the moment. See if I can't rectify that here pretty quickly. In the meantime, appreciate you guys being on. Let's keep the information flowing, coming in from the Weather Service right now. See what our friends are saying over there. And this is coming out of Nashville. They continue with that severe thunderstorm south of Nashville. They're now saying that this is for Franklin, Tennessee. They're saying a tornado is possible, but it's not a tornado warning. It's a severe thunderstorm warning for winds to 60. But get this, hail to golf ball sized. So that's a pretty significant storm. Now, some good news that I'm seeing on here, and that is the storm. The velocity signature for the storm north of Memphis is really weakening at this point. It looks like it's weakening. Well, I say it's weakening. There's still one little hot spot. Let's see if it's still throwing up debris. Still looks like there's a debris ball, but again, that's a better looking image. So that storm may be on the way out. It may be weakening. Certainly we'll continue to monitor that for you. Come back here. We're going to take you back to Texas here in a moment. I do want to get my other radar source up and running. And we'll do a quick check to see who's back on here. Pretty good crowd. Got about 200 people live. Thank you very much. I appreciate a thumbs up, a like, and a share. And if you don't already subscribe to the channel, please consider doing that as well. This channel dedicated to covering severe weather in real time, particularly life-threatening severe weather and higher-end severe weather events like we saw on Thursday. Again, tonight I debated whether I was going to come on or not. We were about to leave for dinner, if I could be honest with you, when I saw the storm that was fired up just north west of Memphis, so we decided we needed to cover that. So that's why we're here. I'm working on getting more information coming out of the Texas storm, and let me get a solid location on that, because this storm is it's working in a very moisture-rich environment. The Cape is very high, and so that's going to be a little bit of a different animal than what we're dealing with up north. But let me get a location on this. It does look like it's moving into the Shreveport, so that would be the Shreveport National Weather Service area, and I need to know that information so I can get into the Shreveport chat, and then so I can pass on the latest information from them to you. So here that is. Okay, so I'm loading that now, and then I'm going to come back over to that Texas storm. Let's do that now. I may have to refresh this image. Let's see here. And where did my image go? That's the question. All right, here we go. Let me refresh this. It should pop right back on. Okay, so now we're in... Okay, good. We're back in Texas. This is actually a better looking image. When I say better looking, it's not as convincing as it was a little while earlier, but I also want to remind you guys that this is still a decent distance away from the radar site, again, which is out of Shreveport. So this is about 4,000 feet up, 5,000 feet up. But according to this, there is a hot spot. It's right here at that level, and let me place a marker and see if we can see if there's any debris in the air. Let's go back. No, I'm not convinced that it is. I'm not convinced that this is on the ground. Let's see what our friends over in Shreveport are saying. So it's Shreveport, Louisiana, that covers this part of Texas. Okay, so they canceled the tornado warning for Cherokee County, but they continue that for Nacogdoches and Rusk, R-U-S-K, Nacogdoches and Rusk. And they said at 6:46, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous was located near Sackle. So that was just a few minutes ago. They're still saying it's on the ground. And I'm not, again, I'm seeing a decent signature, but it's not great. And let me go back. Okay, trying to determine whether or not there's a debris ball. Again, that's where the radar can actually pick up the signature of there being debris in the air. And it's not a real pretty signature. So if the debris is there, if the debris ball is there, it's removed from the area of greatest rotation. But again, when you're looking up at 4,000 or 5,000 feet, so sometimes that happens. All right, with that being said, let's come back on over, and I think I've got my primary radar back up and running. Do I? Oh, it's back. I just don't know if I have data on it all of a sudden. Okay, so what am I? Oh, there it is. All right, so we got data back on. That's good. That's always helpful. Okay, data is a good thing. So I want to recap what we're talking about, and as I'm talking to you, new information coming in from the Weather Service out of Shreveport, Louisiana, Now that storm looks like it's now it's better. It's more organized again, at least. But let's show you what we're all watching. Again, this is not the situation that we had a couple of days ago, so we're not expecting those type of long track tornadoes, but a couple strong tornadoes, a legit possibility, especially within this enhanced risk area, which extends from Shreveport to just south of Memphis right now. So if we put back on the active warnings, let's go. These are the active severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. It looks like a new tornado warning was issued out of, so this may be out of Memphis. Let me get the office that's coming in from. That's actually coming out of I think that's Little Rock. So I'm going to need to add that to my list of Weather Service offices here. Okay, so Little Rock, we're in there now. What are they saying? And then I'll show you what that looks like on level 2 radar also. Okay, so you got that in front of you. So level 2 out of Memphis, Tennessee here shows that new warning. So here are the counties for new severe thunderstorm warning issued that goes until 7:30. This is for southeastern Prairie, southern Monroe, and northern Arkansas County. That goes until 7:30. This was a radar indicated tornado. I do see some rotation. It's not overwhelming, but again, it may be sufficient. And just like that, they took the radar data away from me. Okay, and so yeah, it looks like we're having an issue currently with the velocity data here. So let's come on over to look at some of these other parameters. What about nope, it's not going to give me that either. Okay, we'll go back over to our other radar. And then I'll get you caught up with some of that new information coming in from the National Weather Service while we're at it. Okay, so got the primary radar back up and running. You can see all the severe thunderstorm warnings are in orange. The flashing red one, that is the tornado warning. I'm going to take off the convective outlook. We can just kind of focus on the actual individual cells. So the one storm that we're concerned with is going to pass. And again, just read to you the counties, but you can see where it's moving towards Almira, and then Holly Grove, and then they went ahead and they extended the tornado warning north of Nacogdoches in Texas, which it looks like that one they keep describing as a large and violent tornado that's on the ground. So yeah, I'm going to check back in with Shreveport here in a moment. So tornado warning observed, tornado damage considerable is the wording they're using. They went ahead and they extended that warning for Panola, the rest of Rusk, and into Shelby counties in eastern Texas. Again, they're saying it's confirmed large and extremely dangerous. Tornado was located 7 miles south of Mendon, or 17 miles south of Henderson, moving northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So that continues to be a concerning situation coming out of East Texas. All right, taking a look at the larger picture, we'll put everything into motion for you guys here. Go back over the last couple of hours. Make sure I've got next red radar off, and then we will loop this. Okay. And we'll check in with some of our friends. We've got about 200 people live. Thank you for being on here. I've got Cat, Emmanuel, Shannon Norris, and then Michael Potts, and Bill Bopperton. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate having you guys. Okay, so talking about some of the damage, talking about some treetops down in East Texas, south of Highway 84 along 225. If you guys know where that's at, I don't. I think that's a part of Texas I'm not as familiar with. I used to live in West Texas for a few years back doing TV work. But you know, Texas, there's a lot of area there, but there's just a lot to cover. All right, you can see we've got, and they took my radar away. I wonder why they did that. It's not very nice of them. Well, let's put up. Maybe we'll show some. This is satellite information that you're looking at here. And you can see those cloud tops as they've been blowing up with these thunderstorms. And as we've discussed, again, the situation tonight is nothing like it was last, or just a couple of days ago. Okay, on Thursday when we had so many problems on Thursday. That was a high risk day. Those days are very rare, and certainly we'd prefer not to have those at all. But that was the situation. Let's take you back down to Texas. This is what it looked like a few moments ago. And you can see that little circulation that had developed. So let's go ahead and update this image now. And there you go. So this is very close to, what is that? Mount Enterprise, it looks like. But let's see. There's a little hot spot on it. It's getting a little closer to the radar, so the data's better. And you could make a pretty clear argument that there probably is debris that's in the air right now. Let me refresh that image. May have to bring that source back in. Let's try that. Okay, where'd you go? Uh-oh. That's an echo. We don't want echoes. But I don't see it though. Oh, it's right there. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go back over to our primary radar source. We'll continue to monitor as we can here a little bit longer. Hoping to see with loss of heating that these storms become a little more tamer in time. So there you have the big picture where we do have severe weather that it's pretty expansive. It stretches all the way from East Texas all the way over into eastern sections of North Carolina. Those storms, though, we're happy to say, they're moving quickly away. Let me turn off the satellite view. So some severe weather in Carolina, but again, no tornado warnings. Things are looking better there. We've got some severe storms cooking across portions of central Tennessee. We've been watching this one south of Nashville. I had some rotation on it earlier, but it's looking better now. Had a pair of tornado warned storms across west central Tennessee near Linden and Centerville earlier. Those have since departed. And then a number of tornado warned cells to the west and then north of Memphis, where we still have one active warning. I'm going to revisit that in a moment. It's not moving really fast. And then the latest warning, that one was out of Texas, and it looks like we have one new one also here, not too far away from Arkadelphia. Then you go south of was that Brinkley? So we'll need to investigate both of those storms. Okay, so in the meantime, we've got about 200 people live. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you come back. I'm a trained meteorologist of over 2 decades of experience. I am I have the AMS, that's the American Meteorological Society seal of approval. I am a certified broadcast meteorologist, and severe weather is my passion. We appreciate you guys being a part of the program tonight. And as I remind people on this program that find me, look, I'm not going to hype the weather. You can get hyped weather through any number of sources. Most of them not very credible at all. That's not part of our brand. That's not what we do. If I start to get pitchy with my wording, it's because I have a legitimate concern. If I don't, and if I see a warning that I think that shouldn't be warned, I'll also let you know. I don't think that this is a legitimate warning. But that's part of what we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to give people a place to go, especially during times of heightened severe weather, where they can get reliable information. You're not getting sensationalism. You're not getting hyperbole. But we're just gonna tell you exactly what's going on. That one tornado warning near Mount Enterprise right now appears to be cycling, and still likely has some debris associated with it, so I think there's a pretty decent chance it is still on the ground. But I do want to remind people, because I don't want to scare people, this is not the type of a situation that we saw a couple of days ago. So I think that what has happened here is we've kind of maximized the heating the last couple of hours. Now we're beginning to slowly lose the heating. These storms will remain active overnight tonight. So if you are in one of the risk areas, if you're underneath one of the watches, I advise that you guys just continue to monitor as you can. I don't plan on covering this much longer. In fact, I'm gonna bring this one down for a close here in a couple of moments. But I did want to go one final rundown, just kind of show you what's out there. And where these primary risk areas continue to be. So let's start you off with where the watches are at. Okay, so these are the areas that have been seeing the strong to severe thunderstorms and still have the potential. Again, what's happening in North Carolina, I'm not really concerned with. I think you could have locally 60-mile-per-hour winds. Not a big deal. Tornado watch in effect across southern Tennessee. That should be monitored. Again, we don't want to see a situation of overnight tornadoes like we had the other night, but it is a possibility in that location. North of Memphis, we've got now they've got 3 separate warnings. Those are tornado warnings. I'll take one more look at level 2 radar in just a couple of moments. And then if you look across the rest of southern Arkansas, and then into far eastern and northeastern Texas, that's where we continue to see those hot spots there as well, with the one particularly stronger tornado. To the north, wow, I mean, it's just like the hits keep on coming. To the north, you've got a severe thunderstorm watch. Now they've got a tornado warn cell to the east of St. Louis, but I'll say this, that appears to be a bow segment. They likely have put that warning on only for the potential of a quick spin up. That, again, not expecting anything duration, but again, that kind of goes, it's kind of par for the course. It kind of goes with the territory. So multiple warnings down the pipe. The risk area, again, for those that want to see where the severe weather could end up tonight, we'll go over to the convective outlook. Anywhere in the orange, again, that's your enhanced risk. So we will continue to monitor this, but I do have some engagements to get to tonight. If you live down there if you live near Mount Enterprise in Texas, you got big trouble coming. That storm is right on top of what appears to be close to the town of Mount Enterprise. And they continue to say that this is a confirmed and large and dangerous storm, so I do want to draw attention to that. One final look at our level 2 radar. And then we're going to go ahead and call this one a wrap. But here you go. So here's our level 2. We'll start you with the warnings north of Memphis. You've got a tornado warn cell. It looks like really bad radar data too. I'm not sure why that is. But that's the one tornado warn cell here. That's a new one. Let me give you some county names on it. Southeastern Poinsett, that's southwestern Mississippi, northeastern Crittenden, western Tipton County, and southwestern Lauderdale, that's in western Tennessee. That goes until 7:45. To the north, another tornado warning cell that's going to pass south of Dyersburg. To the south, tornado warning cell for Holly Grove. This is Arkansas now. So that is tornado warning for southwestern Prairie, central Monroe, and northern Arkansas counties. And then I'm going to run down here and take a look at the Shreveport radar, where we do have the other active warning that we have been concerned about. This is generally moving towards the town of Carthage. So that I believe is a fairly populated town. So we'll definitely want to watch for that. Here's a look at. We're going. Anyway, that's my final warning. So I'm going to need to jump off here. Anyway, there's a lot to track tonight. I appreciate you all being with us. I wish I could track this with you guys the rest of the night, but I do have other engagements I'm going to have to get to. So thanks for stopping by. And let's see if I can't bring one final look at the broad picture. And again, thank you very much, guys, for being here tonight. You're watching Weather Live. You guys stay safe, stay tuned. We're going to have another, unfortunately, we'll have more active weather moving into the east tomorrow. So that's the current risk area. Tomorrow, there's another enhanced risk. This is across portions of the southeast, the Carolinas, and into parts of Virginia, where there is also an enhanced risk of severe weather. Guys, thank you very much for being here. You guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend if we don't talk sooner. And stay blessed. We'll be back, if necessary, we'll be back on with an update tomorrow. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you.